Hello, welcome to The Grind. My name is Hibaq Said. This week we're going to be concentrating on the social media applications, the social platforms, how exactly are businesses determining themselves or establishing a presence, how can you make sure that your brand can stand on its own, and we're going to be delving into search engine optimization as well. But first, let's take a look at the market margins, and later on let's have our entrepreneur of the week. According to Statista, the global number of social media users reached 4.2 billion in 2021 and is projected to increase to 5.8 billion users by 2027. Social media has increasingly impacted our daily lives since its emergence in 2005. Unsurprisingly, marketers now use social media as their main method of advertising. They spend a significant amount of money to reach consumers on social media and are constantly thinking of new, creative methods to improve their social media advertising strategies. The development of the internet infrastructure and the accessibility of smartphones are the main forces behind the expansion of social media advertising. Over the past 10 years, the internet infrastructure has undergone a significant transformation. It is now quicker, less expensive, and more accessible. While smartphones have gotten cheaper over time, they were a luxury item for professionals less than 20 years ago. Nowadays, people use their smartphones daily, which has led to a substantial rise in social media usage. People are spending increasingly more time on social media, mainly due to TikTok's boom during the pandemic and the significant increase in Instagram's video content. Ad spending in the social media advertising market is projected to reach $31.9 million in 2024. Ad spending is also expected to show an annual growth rate of 4.09% between 2024 and 2028, resulting in a projected market volume of $37.4 million by 2028. In global comparison, most ad spendings will be generated in the United States. In the social media advertising market, $37.4 million of total ad spending will be generated through mobile in 2028. In the social media advertising market, the number of users is expected to amount to 25,360 users by 2028. Our entrepreneur this week is Director Stevenson. He's going to direct us on how you use social media to your advantage. Nowadays, the digital space has grown immensely, and this is something that you can use as a tool for your business, or you can even start your business on social media as well. Director Stevenson, welcome to The Grind.
Yeah, thank you.
Maybe you can start by introducing yourself. What is it exactly that you do? Why is social media so important?
Okay, my name is Stevenson Jenga. I am a media consultant. I am also a content creator. I have been also a manager to most of the influencers here in Kenya. And about social media marketing, I came across most of the business people coming to the influencers looking for a way of marketing their businesses. And that's when I started thinking on how I can rebrand myself to become a social media marketer. Yes.
Influencer marketing is something that we're going to be going into in details, but first, having a brand is a journey, and you take people through this journey, establishing yourself and having an image for your business. Maybe take us through how exactly do you help people?
Yeah, it starts by identifying your brand, getting to know where exactly the target of your brand, who are your targets, if it is youths, if it is the old people. Again, you need to understand as well which tribe are you targeting, or is it all tribes and all that. When you're doing your marketing, you have to understand some few logistics here and there. And so it starts with branding. you have to have a logo, you have to have a brand name, you have to have maybe even a slogan, so that we can push the brand. Sometimes even today, there are people who are pushing their brands with their name. You could hear someone maybe called Steve wa viatu, Steve wa mattress, you know. They push the name, their name with the brand. So you find out, like, you know, when they are not pushing the company name at all. They are pushing themselves as they push the brand. And that's one of the way that you are recognized by the society, because maybe whoever you are selling your products to, they are associating to you, and they feel so secured because already they know the owner of the brand. Things are changing. Way back, you could find like an influencer is known like Nia anauzanga hii unga ya pembe. So nobody knows who's the owner of the unga. So they all, everybody, even the kids could say, mimi nataka ile unga ya influencer fulani mwenye ana advertising kwa TV. Right now, they are changing day by day. And marketing starts with branding. You brand your product, maybe it's a cloth line, maybe it's a maybe unauza spare parts, you brand first of all. And then from there now you identify, even social media, you have to brand them, the names and everything. You have to brand your social media, have maybe to have a theme color and all that. When you start by branding, you are able to push a way forward. It becomes more easier by branding. So first of all, you start from branding. Second, you go to content creation, where you create, maybe you see like now TikTok is doing very well in businesses. Everybody is flicking there and trying to push their products there. So you find yourself maybe having a content creator, or maybe even a phone. You create a content, then now you start pushing on the social media. There are ads you have to pay. You need a website, maybe possibly. If it is a big company, maybe it's a production house or even manufacturers, you need a website and all that. So it's one way of knowing that if you want to go in the right way in terms of digital marketing, you have to start with branding, content creation, website developing and all that.
Right. Stevenson, of course, when it comes to branding, not only on social media, but also on the physical spaces, you could say that some of the things that people need to concentrate on could even be the colors of that particular brand. Say a client comes to you and they want to start from scratch. They have this product, they're telling you, I want to start a brand. How exactly do you take them through the steps of the things that are most important, and even choosing, you know, the demographic, the audience that they want to sell to?
So for instance, I've come across a client who does washing stuffs like soap and all that. So we start by, maybe he has done the graphics of the packaging. Maybe he has no packaging, maybe it's just a bottle with no packaging. So we start by a logo, we go ahead and do the stickers on the packaging. And now we do the photography for the packaging. And then now from there, now we are able to tell him, now these products are ready, this is the content of the product. Now this is what we want to portray to the clients or portray to the society outside there. So now from there, now we are able to sit down and analyze on the places that we can place the order, because there are those, way back we used to do posters. We used to do posters on the shop. When you are at the entrance of the shop, you could see a poster of maybe Kasuku or anything. Nowadays we are no longer doing that. So nowadays we are just using the social media. Way back we used to use billboards. Nowadays they are not that much used. Way before we used to use TV station for the adverts. Nowadays social media has cutted all those costs, and now the only way we just need to know is how we are going to penetrate on the social media and push it there.
All right. When it comes to social media, not everyone is going to trend. You have to, you know, consider a few things so that people can get to see what you're selling. There's search engine optimization. Maybe for the people who are watching this, they don't know what that means. Maybe tell us, what does it mean and how exactly can it help a business?
So it's very important because, like, for instance, me, I run a studio. I have a film studio, and most of my clients, they come from Google. The reason being, I've created a unique name because based on my location, because not everybody will come to my studio. So I've created on Google, I've gone to Google for Business. I've created a unique name, Ruiru Bypass Kihunguro Thika Road Photography Studio. So anybody who writes on Google Ruiru Studio, they are going to see me. And most of my clients, they come from the Google. So in most probably, like for instance, when you're using a website, the website, when you create a website, anybody who's gonna, maybe he's looking for that product, he's just going to write the name of the product. But based on the product you're selling, you might find that there are very many other companies that are doing the same product. So you have to be unique in the Google. You have to know how you can optimize everything to be visible by people directly. And there are at times even you have to pay for the ads.
What are some of the ways that you can pay to push your content even further for people who are starting out, for people who entirely depend on social media to sell their products?
Example is that there is a client maybe who has a social media, maybe Facebook, Instagram. You know, they have merged nowadays. You can do both the social media. When you're posting on the Facebook, it can go direct to the Instagram. In fact, even from WhatsApp, you can post on WhatsApp and go direct to Facebook and Instagram. So you don't need to have that hassle of putting everywhere. So what it entails is that when a client identifies what he wants, or the range of the clients that he wants, maybe the satisfaction of the clients, he has to know the ways, and the ways is just to pay the adverts. Like for instance, in the studio, me, I don't pay for the adverts. I just do the Google ads, but I use the unique names that people can reach me to. But there are those people, maybe the products need to be pushed. Like maybe you're selling a traveling bag, you just need to pay for the ads. Trust you me, in one way or another, you'll recover the money, because there is no way that people are looking for that product. Already you know, when you're starting that business, you know it's a need, it's a necessity to the society. So there is no way you fear paying the ads, and yet you want to make huge sales. So it's a must, you have to pay for the ads.
Stephen, can you maybe in a minute or so give us how exactly can someone be strategic when they're placing their ads, especially knowing what type of audience that they want? You've mentioned that, you know, you go for dating sites because that's where you find some of the people who can go into those apps. What are other things? What are other strategies people can employ?
The other strategies are TikTok. Let's talk about TikTok. You get a funny person, like an influencer, just do a content with him. Nowadays, even way back, we used to use influencers very well. Nowadays, you just need an influencer to be funny. He gives you the content, you just pay for the ad. You don't need him to keep on posting, and then he comes and asks for more money and more money. No, you just need the content. That content, you can push it on yourself. So what you just need to understand is that there are many platforms that you can push your content. There are many platforms. There is GG. There are many platforms. So you just need to know. You try.
So you just try.
And then now the Meta, there is this company, the Meta Ads, which is a combination of Facebook, WhatsApp, and Instagram. And this is simplifying everything. Like now you can say and decide, now today I just want to use 500 shillings during the day. Right. When you go to the Meta ad, it will advise you and tell you, if you use this 500, you will get the engagement of this and this and this. So those are the way you gauge yourself. It will reach to how many people. 500 will reach to these people. 1,000 will reach to these people. The people who will go to the website, if you want it to go direct to the website, there is a way. If you want people to call you, there is a way you place your advert. If you want people to go direct to your WhatsApp, there is a way you pay it. So it's so easy and simple.
Right. You just need to be strategic. Nowadays, things are so simple on social media and even on the platforms that you could be using to market your business. We go for a very short break, but when we come back, we're going to be having Business Capital, and then we'll have Stevenson giving us expert advice on how exactly you can navigate the digital platform. Don't go too far. We'll be right back. Welcome back to The Grind. Before we went on a break, we were talking about search engine optimization, using the digital spaces to market your business, and how exactly businesses are taking advantage of the clicks and the eyes to sell some of their products. Let's look at Business Capital, and then afterwards we're going to be having our expert of the week. So how can you improve your search engine optimization and social media availability? creating content that people find compelling and useful. While compelling and useful content can mean different things to different people, content like this generally shares some common attributes, such as the text is easy to read and well organized. The content is unique. When you're writing new content, don't copy others' content in part or in its entirety. The content is up to date. Check in on previously published content and update it as needed, or even delete it if it's not relevant anymore. The content is helpful, reliable, and people first. Be sure that you're writing content that your readers will find helpful and reliable. Expect your readers' search terms. Think about the words that a user might search for in order to find a piece of your content. Users who know a lot about the topic might use different keywords in their search queries than someone who is new to the topic. Let's look at our expert of the week. Our expert of the week is Stevenson. Stevenson helps people to establish themselves on social media platforms and even the digital space, make a brand for yourself and a name for yourself so that people can follow you up. Stevenson, maybe can you just tell us, you mentioned influencer marketing, how people are using that nowadays as a form of, advertising yourself. How does this work?
It's so simple. When you get to know your brand needs the visibility and awareness. Because now when you want the awareness, you just need to get someone crazy, someone who can push the brand as it is its own. Ni kama yendo anaown that brand. And now influencers, they play a big role because they are the ones who portrays to the society that product. Indirect or direct. There is someone who can just dress up my t-shirt, my brand t-shirt, and he does a comedy. And he doesn't even need to name that product, but already you have seen the t-shirt several times, me wearing it, so you just know this guy is just doing them. You have to know the product already. And I've dealt with many influencers. I've done a lot of marketing to the big companies in Kenya, and I can tell you that awareness is the first thing that you just need to know you need in your business, because if you don't create awareness, nobody will ever know your brand. And for you to create awareness is either you be in the social media and pay for the ads, or you get an influencer, pay the influencer, and he's gonna play the biggest role to push your brand. And that's in the beginning I had told you, nowadays people have discovered they can be their own boss influencer of their company. You just use your name, you pay for the ads, umevaa shati za product yako, and then now you start pushing your name as you push your product. And that is working to many people. But still, influencers, they are very, very their necessity in the society, their necessity in the business awareness. And one of the most biggest challenge I find with the influencer is when you get the wrong influencer for your product, because not all the influencers can suit your product.
Right. Stevenson, maybe when people are choosing influencers, because you must agree with me, influencers are so different. Everyone is offering something different. The way they communicate, the type of people who follow them, the type of people who even listen to them. How exactly as a business am I going to choose the influencer who is going to be marketing my product? Who's the best person for what type of business?
It depends with your reach. Whom do you want to reach to? If it is kids, you cannot use an old man for kids' clothes. You need a kid, and you need a kid who suits the outfit. Again, you see, like for instance, when you are selling, like for instance, there is an advert I did for this guy who was doing the ugali. Now this guy was very huge, and you could see the hugeness of it. So you just need an image that can suit your product. You just need an image that can portray what you're selling. You don't go to an influencer unataka kuuza miwa Kisumu, and then you come to a Central, get a Kikuyu influencer, and you try pushing. You just need to know where is your rank, where is your range, whom do you want to reach out to before you get the influencer. And again, you need to wage on your pocket, because all the influencers, they don't charge the same. Each influencer has his own budget. Right. They have a rate card. So you just need to go and pick maybe 3 of them who suits your product, and then now you get to know how much they charge, and from there you're able to to push your product.
Right. There are people who have tried giving influencers their products so that they can market for them, but then there was no formal engagement, no contract signed. And then we have seen on social media pages how those influencers say they are not entirely, they don't need to market your things just because you send them, your things. How exactly does a business forge a connection that is formal so that, people can influence them in the right way?
There is something called due diligence. Even in influencers, you need to do the research. You need to know the background of this person, and also you need to check on their social media how much they are rated and how much, or maybe how many people they are reaching out to. And then from there, it's very good, and I've experienced this doing marketing with an influencer. Maybe he was underpaid and he said he cannot do a contract with less money. And then after all we've done the content, the influencer refuses to post because he sees like he has been wasted. The money was so little. Maybe you founded him when he was in the lowest state of maybe having no money, and then you decided atachukua 20,000, and maybe the rate card speaks of 50,000. When he raises up and he gets more other clients, he might not post you. So it's good to do a contract, even if it is little money or much. You just need a contract so that you can follow up and check, because there are times you get an influencer and you tell him, I want you to market for 1 month or 3 months or 6 months, and then I want you to be posting me a poster, a photo and a video every month. So for you to be able to check on that, you just need to be having a reference whereby you'll be going back, the influencer will be going back to check, I've done this, it's clear. And then you need to have a payment plan. We are going to give you a deposit of half. When you're almost done, we give you the balance. So those are the things you have to consider when you're doing the influencer, because most of the clients are very excited when they meet these influencers because they are public figure, and then they are like, I give you all the money, I give you full amount, you just do the job. And then they will be disappointed. They'll be like,
Right. Stevenson, this space is new. Marketing on social media is quite new. Finding people to market for you on social media is also quite new, and policies are not there. What are some of the policy challenges that you've seen? How exactly is the government and even the courts treating this? Have you met any situations where you've seen that there's a laxity that should be, dealt with?
Yeah, 3 years back when I started the digital marketing, before now the time I started content creation, I started thinking on how the influencers have been conned by the client. Maybe you cleared posting and then the client doesn't pay you. Again, I've met clients claiming that the influencer never worked. Again, I've met even the social media itself. They are like now in most of the Facebook and TikTok, there are people who are posting things that they are not having. Like you go, you do a photo of a seat or a bed, you post, and then you say free delivery, and then people come and pay you, and then you block them. Even you have even a pay bill or till number. I don't know how they are doing it, because now if Safaricom can do that, it means that they should check on that, because maybe people are paying and then they are conned. And I've also discovered that there are people, even they will tell you they are having rentals, and then you go, they tell you that house you've seen, we are renting it, just pay a deposit, because there are other people who have been asking. The first person who will pay it, they will be taking it. And now people are not trusting social media because now of those situations. But what I can say is that if you don't do a thorough due diligence or do the research of the company, because if you are doing the social media, you should have all the social media branded, and even the contact and everything, the branding itself, and also you should even be registered. The business, I wish the government could regulate it to a point that they can do the registration of the people who are doing business in the social media, so that they can be able to rate who is no good and who is good. But again, people check on the reviews, because now like the Google apps, they have reviews. There are people who have reviews. Again, even on social media, when you see maybe a chair being posted, check on the reviews. There is someone maybe who was conned and he came trying
in the comment section.
Yeah, before the guy deletes it, maybe you might find a comment that will help you not pay before the delivery. So there are things you have to consider such. so that you cannot be conned outside there.
Stevenson, of course, you know, the business you're dealing with, it's not something solid that you give to someone. You're offering social media marketing, you're offering a presence that is amorphous. Maybe if you could just tell us, sometimes you have clients who come and say, I didn't get the sales that I wanted to get. Yes, you showed me the numbers, but it's not translating to some of my goods. How exactly do people deal with that? How do people deal with, you know, the numbers not translating into physical sales?
Yeah, most of the time I give a contract of 3 months, because the first 1 month is the awareness. The second one you might get a little bit of sales, and the third one now you can pluck it out. There are products that are not sellable. There are products that maybe there are no clients, many clients. So you have to consider, and again, it's just like any other business. When you start the business, you have to give it time. Even in marketing, there is time frame. You have to give me a time frame so that I can push your product and get the reviews and get to know what is it that people are not willing to coordinate with this product of yours, and what is the reason as to why they are not buying the product, or why is it that it's not. Maybe there is a competition. There is another person who is doing the same product and is cheaper than you. So those are the things that we have to consider when we are doing the marketing. So I have to make sure that I have 3 months contract, 1 to 6 months contract, and then it's renewable. Yes.
Social media is changing, the digital platforms are changing every single day. Where exactly do you see the future of social media marketing?
Communication itself is very good right now, because even when you see our country where it is, communication has been made so simple by social media, because now even the television, they cannot hide anything. By the time you are giving us the news, already there is someone who had a smartphone and has already posted everywhere and it's trending. So by the time you're giving us the news, already we know what we were about to do. Right now, even me as a content creator, we no longer do the videos the way we used to do the videos and post and give you as an end product. Nowadays we do the live streaming. We give you, if it is a burial, if it is a wedding, we do a live stream and we give you, like you pay us, we go home. Because already you've seen the whole thing and we are done. So digital space has given us a lot of opportunity, and young people have become so good at it, and that's why the Gen Z have huge knowledge about the society, more than even the millennials and our parents, because already now we are in the digital space, and the digital space, if people can take advantage of it, they can even become billionaires.
Thank you so much, Stevenson, for all those insights. Maybe this is something that you should be learning, a new skill that you should be adding onto your portfolio. This is something that you can grow, not only as a business owner, but maybe you can even go into social media marketing, because I feel like Stevenson has given us very insightful comments. But until next week, same time, same place, you can interact with us on our socials and on our numbers on the screen. Tell us what business you want us to cover next. Until then, I bid you adieu.